Good evening, Boat Club. It is Thursday evening, August the 10th. This is a briefing. There's a fair amount of content in here. I'm going to try to keep it moving forward. I'm a little bit scatterbrained. I'm going to try to keep it as comprehensive as possible. I want to talk about last month, last weekend. We're going to talk about activities for this weekend, and then I have a little bit of city update stuff that I think is kind of exciting. So I'm not going to be able to cover everything in detail because otherwise we would be here for about 15 minutes. Average attention span is about 90 seconds. With that said, let's talk about last month. If you recall, June is always our biggest month. And if you remember, we had a record June. And in the end, we were $99,500. We were $500 from hitting our first ever $100,000 month. Now, one of the reasons Junes are kind of big is because they have 5 full weekends in it. Well, guess what? July had 5 Saturdays and 5 Sundays. It was an assessment month. But regardless, July. By the way, let's talk about assessments now. Assessments. Remember, for your new members, I think it's after you've completed one cycle. We're looking for you guys to spend at least $90 in the quarter in the building, bar, galley, merch, something of that nature. And if you don't, you'll be assessed this $90. Well, ultimately, that $90, if you do end up paying it, don't feel bad about it because essentially that $90 drops straight to the bottom line because there's no cost of goods involved in that. Now, it's better spend for you if you do buy something with that $90, but I don't want you to feel guilty about it because that bottom line is still today the one area that we are focused on. So, back to the point. June almost broke $100,000. July was expecting to be down from there, but guess what? We had another record month, and not by a little. We did almost $111,000 in top line revenue in the month of July. That was helped by initiations and, like I said, assessments. But operations was another record. I haven't done my charts yet for next week's meeting, but nonetheless, the good news is top line, another record. Thank you to everyone who brought new members in and the golden ticket and everybody who's bringing the good energy and the good activity. We appreciate that. Now, on the flip side of that, what I was hoping for with that big number, I was hoping to see like a 20% on the bottom line. We didn't have that. We've got 11%, it looks like now, after we've paid entered all our bills. So that's okay, but in an assessment month, I would want it to be stronger. So we're looking closely for the rest of the year at that bottom line. And anyway, we're focused on that. There's no action items at this time. Okay, now that's good news for last month. Last weekend, let's go to the calendar so don't forget something. On Saturday was this big triple concert and fundraiser for Wounded Warrior Foundation. That went swimmingly. We collected $16.50 at the gate. Some percentage of that, maybe all of it, will go to the Wounded Warrior Foundation. I'm really impressed with the organization, the amount of percentage of the donations that actually go to the Warriors. Sandra, their spokesperson, which I think may be the original founder here in San Diego. I thought it was a national foundation, but I think it was started in San Diego and they're trying to get national. Anyway, we've invited her back on Friday night, the 18th, to present her and her organization with a little gift. So be there for that. Also, that Saturday was the day that everybody dreamed back from the Del Mar races. Kathleen, I heard that event went well once again, really well organized. Thank you so much. There were a lot of smiling faces, and you guys really contributed when you came back and continued the party. Saturday, the boat club did $7,300 in total revenue, which was an outstanding day. I was expecting a big day, but like about 6,500. We did 7,500, so that's all really good. So thanks for all who participated on Saturday. Let's jump here. I want to give a shout out now. This was the outside in front of the club. You can see all that stuff has grown up, and we didn't really have a cleanup day scheduled yet. So guess what happened? OMBAC happened. So this is an OMBAC contingency that just showed up on Wednesday, I don't know, yesterday, and took that stuff down. So thank you guys. I heard that you worked your butts off out there. I know that stuff is not that easy to cut down, so we appreciate you very much. Let's talk about South Shore. So we're uncovering some old documents. It turns out that there is space in South Shores, has been for a long time, that was soft allocated under Schoen's administration. They had actually done some work. There are drawings around the club. I started working on drawings after, I think the point here is I'm in current contact with the team that is beginning work on the general development plan for South Shores. So I want to show you where that lot is, and I started taking our current mission and all of our current space, the size of our facility, and I started drawing it in that space. And then I found some of the drawings from the prior administration had worked on some years back, and we're pretty much sort of on the same page now. Our mission has changed a little bit with our larger outdoor events, but I'm a little bit excited about that space. So I want to communicate with everyone where that's at. Now, it's not set that we're gonna up and go, but we are working both sides of that fence, which has always been the plan A and plan B. We've done an exceptionally good job of plan A, being the squeaky wheel, and the primary mission there was just to ensure that we're going to be protected and we're not going to be booted, and plan B has to be feasible on many fronts, especially financially. So some of the words that were spoken recently were, we are going to make sure it's safe when we move you. So these are all the right words that says that we are not going to be fully burdened on our own, and it does look like the city is serious about getting the development work done over there. So let's first go to the map, and let me show you guys where we're talking about. Boat Club is currently located in the northeast corner of Mission Bay. The proposed new location is in the southeast corner of Mission Bay. And before I get into there, let me just show you how you would get there. Coming off of SeaWorld Drive, off the freeway, you wrap around this stretch here, and many of you know the remote controlled airplane area is right here. Well, you cruise off in there, and this is the big boat ramp, so certainly the larger boat owners and the fishermen are familiar with South Shore's launch ramp. So this is a really nice launch ramp. There also is an RV clean out right there. And our allocated space for some time now is this 4-acre spot. So South Shores Parkway comes down here, is a little cul-de-sac, dead end, turns around, comes back, and the boat ramp is on the other side. Now, a couple of things to help you orient yourself. Across the channel here is Fiesta Island. Look, Hidden Anchorage is right there. This is where we have our blind ski events. Also, this is the barge in which the SeaWorld fireworks are launched off of. The other night, we went over here, watched the fireworks, and we were not allowed to sit in this area during the fireworks. It's too close. The fireworks are literally falling on top of you. So the advantage here is that every night the fireworks are going to be in our face or on top of our heads. And then, of course, SeaWorld will be our neighbor. There is this open area here. Now, one member who is a developer, a previous developer, has found some old drawings and has informed us that this was not a landfill. There was a landfill where some bad things were placed, and we're within 1,000 feet of that, so some mitigation will have to happen. I don't know if it's this area or where. My thought would be that it was over here, but I don't know that to be a fact. But I'm relatively optimistic. But what our land use guy, Jim Whalen, was told is that their intent would be to cap it below the surface between 9 and 11 feet down. Okay? So this is a space. Let me show you what the concept drawing currently looks like and what our space looks like there. Let me get this, see if you can see this a little bit. So we'll have our current parking plus maybe double. So for sure the efficiency of the space is a lot nicer. So then I have an event hall and then bar galley expanded to future needs a little bit. Both these are expanded in space, which we currently have. We have a very large outdoor event venue. Here we've kind of sketched in a small amphitheater, a permanent outdoor stage, for example. This will be the boat storage. I have drawn in an equivalent number of dry boat storages. The intended entrance will be down South Shores Parkway. There will be a driveway. You come around here to come in and store the boat. We will reserve 2 more rows, so we could have additional space for boat storage, for example. But then it gets more interesting over here. On the initial drawing, we just have a simple dock, but the reality is we should be able to have a marina and wet slips. So there's a lot of potential. Any slips in the water are going to be valued at 4 times the revenue stream from a dry storage over here. So there's a lot to like about this. So the point is that we're going to work on South Shores in parallel to everything that's going on now, and we're going to be ready. So we'll have the future boat club designs in the hands of the city planner. I'm told that the gentleman who's been assigned, the architect who's been assigned to this project, is one of the best, and he's known for some of the newer, coolest new structures that San Diego has built. So there's a lot of fun things to be excited about. So anyway, I know that's a little bit long. There's a lot more to each and all of these stories. Oh, let's talk about this Saturday before I let you go. Saturday, you may or may not know, there is a paddleboard. It's called the Paddle Bar Hop Trilogy. It starts on Saturday at 10:30. This is always a good time. I will have my boat there as a chase boat. It starts at Paradise Point at, I think it's 10:30 a.m. Saturday the 12th. It's a good time. If you got a paddleboard, get one. If you need a kayak, let us know. We are renting the kayaks at the club. You can see your bartender about that. I think the weather is going to be good. What else do we have this weekend? Let me go back to the calendar.